with God, and how society lives, and the job environment itself. So I lost my job, single mom of two. Thank God I had a little savings. I received this email, and I'm sharing all this so you guys can have an idea on how everything works, when we're open and synchronized with what we want. I was praying hardly for my purpose and finding a workplace where they value people, and we all support each other, and if we all do the right thing, everything is beautiful. I do believe that one of my vision of the world is that there's no competition. We all have our own characteristics and good stuff. So it's like, why argue? Why having this dilemma? Why stabbing people? So I received an email from this teacher that she's gonna do updates on your resume based on the Bible in Boca Raton, and I live in Miami at that time. So I was like, okay, God, this is a little bit far, gas, money, and all that, but I'll make it because I believe I need it. I need to update my resume. So I get there and I leave that webinar with passion, with purpose, and with a job, which is just plus. A friend of mine introduced me. She shared this DVD with me on with one with the Bridge the Gap video, and because I knew her, I was gonna see her the next day. We meet once a week. I was like, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it because I know she's gonna ask me. That's the only reason why I watched it, because I told her yes and I have forgotten. So when I saw it, I felt very guilty as a mom because I was not teaching my two kids at that time whatever good I was doing with my food. Then immediately I understood why my son was always on a monthly basis in over-the-counter medications. So when I saw it, I told her, yes, I do want this. And then she told me about the healthy study for families, which I'm so thankful because, it's 2 for 1. I didn't need it. No, I didn't think I needed. But because of my son, I said yes. And then I told my mom because I could not let my daughter left out. So I was like, I need you to do this for me so you can sponsor my daughter and we'll take it. Perfect. To my surprise, um, I understood that being constipated is not a normal and is not nice. I thought that that was normal. That has always been my normal back then and theirs. So what a blessing to go to the bathroom every day in a natural way. I started waking up rested. My hair started to grow, my nails were starting to getting stronger, and I was able to not needing the coffee as I was using it before. I knew what not to eat. I knew to exercise twice a day. I knew to do all these things that I did not know were harming me more than doing me good. So um, I did the short 10. Oh, well, okay, yeah. So I said yes. Within the 30 days that I got so excited because I started feeling so amazing and all these differences. My son didn't need any medication then. I was like, and she told me, well, since you are unemployed, I can show you a way. And so a week, I think I signed up a week after I said yes to the product because my mom had said yes and I shared passionately with my sister. I was in awe. I was like, how did I not know about this before? So she didn't know I was looking for, you're the cutest thing. Thank you. She didn't know I was looking for, that I was so lost and I did not know my passion and my purpose. So shortly after I said yes, I attended a live event for 3 days on going out over the business and the plan. And then that's when I cast the vision. And I said, I can totally do that. I mean, they broke down the numbers and the fact that they kept reinforcing that you don't have to do anything, that I don't have to meet any quotas and all that. I was like, oh, totally, I can do that. I don't like selling. I don't like to get in people's pocket. I don't like people selling to me. So when I understood the education behind it and all that, I was all in. And from there, I was able to fast track and take advantage of all the bonuses all the way to sales coordinator. So it has been a beautiful, and I was literally calling people like, have you heard about this? I just learned about this. I just started a month ago. I don't know much, but the more I learn, and that's how I started the conversation with all those people that I was sharing with 7 years ago. And so I did the shred 10. Wait a minute. It took me a transform 30. So because that's very important in my story for me. And I was able to have a better relationship with food, where now I was eating more than before, exercising less, and I was able to get my abs, my ABS, my abs. And so to me, that was like the bomb, because ever since I have common sense, I've always wanted in my abs, and I never achieved that. So when I achieved that self, goal, that was a whole nother conversation, and that took my conversation. I felt confident to talk to gym owners and people that exercise. So to me, it has been very important to walk, do the walk. So then I know, I feel confident, and I can tell and relate with people that are going through the same, as well as breastfeeding and using it as a prenatal. So it has been a beautiful journey. I have many stories, but yes, that's a little bit of my story when it comes to the business and the product.
Okay, so we know that this is your passion and purpose, and yes, that's super. And I love that you created a new story when you decide to do the shred, and that's your app. So it gave you like a new conversation, right? So what is your business goal? What are you pursuing? What makes you get up every day and work on the business?
So, what makes me get up every day? Well, number one,
should I reword that?
Yes. Well, no. Well, I have a goal. I want to become an MD, and but NMD to the top, because now there's like many levels in NMDs, not just NMD. And it has been a blessing for me, not only the health part, but also the financial part. So it is my duty, and I reinvent myself, and I renew my energy and my thoughts every day to um, to discipline my disappointments. That took me a while to visualize and understand. But now that I kind of like, I'm practicing it more and I have it more down packed, it's it is my responsibility to tell people. And I always heard Wendy say that, but it was, now I feel it, now I understand it, especially when I listen to others say thank you in so many different ways and areas. I was like, man, they just need to know about this, and let them decide.
It's like you know too much, right? You know what you know what you know. That's good. So just like a doctor, sometimes that's what they feel. They feel a responsibility. Okay, so I would love for you, before we move into our topic, let's see if anybody has any particular questions for you. Our topic today is introducing the business to people, but is there anything you want to ask Nicole before we move into that?
I have a question. Do you introduce the business at the same time that you introduce the product, or do you just introduce Juice Plus first and wait until later to introduce the possibility of the business?
So I like to introduce the product first, because I can only speak of my experience. Once I had my own experience with the product, then I felt confident and comfortable in saying yes. So when I was introduced to both. And it was not until I started with the product that then I saw the vision, yes, because I'm feeling this way. And so I lead with that most of the time, pretty much most of the times. And I have also called people out of the back, because I know they're not in a financial situation, in a comfortable financial situation, and I have shared the opportunity. And I don't think it hasn't. They haven't said yes. To me, for them, it's like, oh yeah, it's another product or another, business out there. So I like to introduce with the product and then the business, so they can have passion, because that's has been my experience. But I do talk to about both many times. And just so you know, it's only $52.
And you plant the seed. Maybe you plant the seed.
I plant the seed. Yes.
Tell a little bit.
So you can have it at a cheaper price. I don't even go there until the conversation moves on along further, but I do plant the seed.
You wait and see if they have a passion. That's kind of what I do too. I don't introduce the business to everybody. I'm gonna take the spotlight off you. Might be a little more comfortable. Okay, so I have a couple people I wanted to call on that I've asked, and then there's other people who can always chime in because they know who they are, who are really good at introducing the business. So Nalani is one of them. So let's have you go after these other people, Nalani, because she's always like at the top of the list for introducing the business. Thank you so much, Nicole. I'm going to call on you in a little while for the other thing that we talked about. I'm hoping to talk about the friends and family call by the end of this also. We'll see if we get there. So Kristen Bosse, I wanted you to talk about how you introduce the business, and just know that sometimes it's a number of exposures and sometimes it's not. You know, sometimes people will see the product and the business at the same time. That was me. My friend introduced me to Juice Plus, introduced me to the business of sharing, you know, what I was learning, and it was around the same time I said yes. So some people do, but some people, like Nicole saying, about 10%, like there's 15% about that become partners. 5% would be right away. 10% would be later. So tell us what you do, Kristen.
So inviting to the business was very paralyzing for me. I was not one of those people who joined the day that I started taking Juice Plus. I started taking Juice Plus at my pediatrician told me to do it, and it took me a little while to even take it. And Sharon kept telling me that, you know, I would be really good at this, and I just didn't see that for myself. So I kept pushing her off and pushing her off. And then finally I said, okay, fine, I'll do it. And so for me, because I didn't see what Sharon saw, I was nervous. I was nervous to join the business. I was nervous to bring it up to people because I didn't want people to feel the way that I did. And so I guess it was a conversation I had at a boot camp. So if you kind of think, oh, I'm not going to learn anything at a boot camp, or oh, I'm not going to learn anything at a conference, you do. At every event and every conference over the last 6 years, I've taken away something. If it's a new friendship, you know, Nicole, for example, we've become good friends over years of seeing each other at things, and you become friends with your sidelines. But somebody said to me, how are you doing with the business? And I said, okay, I guess. And she said, well, do you invite people? And I said, oh no, it makes me very uncomfortable. It's not something that I like to do. And she said, well, how would you like to have been invited to the business? And I said, I don't know. I never thought about it. And I'm more of a, hey, you know, what do you think about this idea kind of a person? So I said, I guess that's what I would have liked. And suddenly I just started to take that pressure away from myself, that it had to be a yes or a no. And it had to be that first time that I spoke to somebody. I would say to people, and I don't invite everybody to the business because, let's be honest, you don't want to work with everybody. But I started to say to people, you know, I was honest with them. You know, this is not something that I thought that I could do or would do. If you would have asked the version of myself how many years ago, this is where I would be. I have a career. I don't need to do this. I would have told you were crazy, but now I can't imagine it not being part of my life. So if it's something that you think you'd be interested in, I'd be more than happy to share that with you. And then it's kind of evolved into a more concise conversation. You know, I had a mom who, she was getting Juice Plus from me. And then she said she'd been a customer for a while and she really didn't come to any events or anything. And more recently, since this whole crazy world kind of has been going on, I said to her, she ordered another child health study, and her sister orders. She found out about me through her sister. So I said to her, listen, Lindy, you now have 2 child health studies. You have your sister's order. I don't know, you know, if you're open to this, but if you'd like to learn more about the business, I'm happy to share it with you. And she said, actually, that'd be great. I'd love to learn more. And I sent it to her. And then I followed up with her and I said, you know, if you just wanted to check in, have you had any questions? When I sent it, I always say, I'm going to follow up with you on such and such date or by the middle of next week. And then I have to remind myself. But, you know, and she didn't say yes yet, but at least I had that opportunity. I followed up with her, and then she might send me another friend. She might, when her order comes up again, she might say, hey, you know what? I was thinking about it. And I've done that with a few people. that more recently where I've sent them something. An old coworker of mine who moved to Boston. He's great. And he's super into health. And so I said to him, what do you think? And he's like, you don't send me the information. So I just put it out there. It's like you throw out a net and sometimes you pull back the fish. So I kind of think of it more like that. You know, I have someone who joined my team recently who I have known for years and admired for years as a mom, as a human being. I think she might even be on this call. I have to look. But I said to her, you're getting a trio and she got a quad. And I said, you know, if you're excited about this, there's a way that you could cut your own costs. And I'm very clear with people and I tell them, look, you get what you put into it. If you want to move forward, like Nicole, I would like to be an NMD one day. I did not want to be an NMD the day that I signed up for this business. I didn't even want to be that lady. And Sharon can tell you, it was not me. But now I do. And because I enjoy it and I see the value it's brought to my family and to others. And I think when you speak from your heart, people see that. And so now this, you know, I have this new team member who is so excited and she's learning so much about, I think, herself and about the community and about health. So does that answer your question?
That's so good. Yeah, you never know where it might go. You know,
Right.
She's putting it out there. She's getting the person in the community, and the person takes off maybe even faster than her as far as embracing it as part of who she is or who she wants to be and stuff like that. So thank you so much, Kristen. I think that was
I thought of one more thing though I wanted to say, if it's okay.
Yeah.
And not everybody you sign up is going to be you. Not everybody you sign up is going to want to be an NMD. Not every, you know, some people are going to come in strong and they're going to be super, super excited. And they're going to get orders and then all of a sudden it's like, where'd they go? And that, you know, meet them where they are. Let people know. I tell everybody on my team, just be honest with me. If you have a change of heart or if you have a situation, you know, I've had people who've got family members that have gotten sick. And they're like, I just need a minute. That's fine. Just be honest with me and I will help you to get wherever you want to go, you know, in any capacity. So just don't be discouraged if you have someone that you think is your next whoever and that's not who they are. It's okay. Just keep doing what you're doing to keep pushing yourself forward and you'll meet more people.
And you've progressively gotten stronger in your belief.
Yes.
And the company and things like that.
Very much so.
And you think it's through just coming to events, getting to know the community, seeing the value?
I think it's definitely coming to events. And, you know, sometimes, you know, people have said this to me, sometimes, you know, I already knew the information that was in that event. I've heard that event before, you know, the recorded ones, and I'll say, you're right, but the goal is to pick up another piece or have somebody else come on. And so I definitely think that the events have changed. I also think if you have another job, so I have a job and then this was my fun side hustle, and they're very different, but they're also very similar. And when you see how people are treated, and it's just like, wow, I think, and one of the turning points for me, I'll tell you quickly, is I have someone who's on my team. She went through something very tragic in her life. And she went to one conference by herself. She didn't know anybody. I didn't go. My kids were really little and I couldn't leave. And so she went and she stayed in a house with a group of girls on the bigger team, Transformers team, and had fun. I saw pictures on social media, whatever. So fast forward, I think it was a year. And she had something tragic happen in her life. And when I tell you that all of those women rallied around her, sent her things, and just embraced her so much, that I was so impressed with just the community of people. And I mean, at work, I didn't see that. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I love my coworkers, they're wonderful, but like the bigger picture, you know, like the clinicians at work are all very tight, but just like the bigger things, these would have been like the helpers, you know what I mean? It was just really nice to see how they came together. Other people I know in the community who've had things, everyone just kind of comes together to help. And that for me was like, wow, this is a really special place.
That's true. Very rich relationships. Thank you. I love that. I know exactly what story you're talking about. Okay, so different than Kristen, Nanette, I think, has built her strength, her belief in the last like 6 months, maybe. And I want Nanette, if you're able to share what you've done to build your belief in the business, because she felt like, okay, I'm fine getting customers. A lot of us are. We're like a 10 on the product. We're like, everybody should have the 10. I mean, everybody should have the 10. Everybody should have the fruits and vegetables. That's a no-brainer, bulletproof in that. But it's that other piece of sharing the business. And how do you do that? How do you build that belief? So Nanette, are you able to speak on that?
Yeah, I think it was after having a conversation with Sharon about it. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Uh-huh.
All right.
Kind of
Um,
spotlight you, but okay, I got it. Go ahead.
After, after having a conversation with Sharon and realizing that it was my belief in the business and my belief in understanding and believing that I could do it. And one of those things was to understand more of who the company was. I mean, I had been to conferences, and so I understood it on that level. And I knew that what I wanted to do, but I just didn't feel comfortable talking to people because the focus was more on myself. The focus in my mind was, well, what are people going to say? What are people going to think? Are they going to take me seriously? Stuff like that. And so, looking at what the company offers helped me to take some of the spotlight off of myself, because then there might be somebody else who is interested in what the company itself offers. And even what I liked about what the company offered, which was, to me, the benefits package. I always say that because that was a huge thing, and because, a little while ago, I was laid off from my job, and I was paying healthcare out of pocket, and it was a lot. And so thinking to myself that other people might really need that information as well, or to work up to that. So that was a big part of it. I like the Juice Plus Core Values video on the freedomrevolution.com, because it talks about the Juice Plus company and how they support us and what the core values are. And so watching that video also helped me. But then realizing that because I feel the way I do about the product, taking it from the perspective of partnering with other people who would feel the same way, that could let other people know. I think that, I don't know if I feel like I'm not being succinct here, but I think that was a lot of what helped me.
I think you and your mom also read some books, and then you really
Yes.
embraced the bulletproof list.
Yes, for the belief in the industry, definitely. We read GoPro by Eric Worre, and even though I'm not necessarily a fan of the person, I did read Robert Kiyosaki's Business of the 21st Century, which really put things into perspective in terms of the types of business that we do. And a lot of people don't really understand it or know what it is, but that helped to build my belief. Also, the first year in network marketing I think the author's last name is Yarnell. That was also very helpful because it was a little outdated in terms of it was written a while ago, but it also helped to put in perspective, what you'll come up against being a consumer to consumer type business or dealing with network marketing. So those things really helped me in that way and helped me to understand my own expectations and to take the thought process off of myself and begin to talk to other people. And as I did, and what I'm finding now is really, once somebody does decide that they want to do it, really understanding where other people are coming from and what they view as success and what they desire and want helps me to talk to other people. I don't know if that makes sense. But new partners, hearing what they really desire and understanding that everybody is just like Nicole said, or just like Kristen said, people are not going to come in at the same time and be in the same space. And so that helps me when I'm talking to people to know that, okay, I'm just sharing with them what this business opportunity is, what is available, what the company is offering. And if they do just want to cover their product, I guess what I'm trying to say is no matter what it is, no matter where they're coming in, no matter what it is that they want, having that relationship with them and being there for them, I'm finding that they are really appreciating that. And so I'm just kind of talking to people where they are and feeling confident that I know what the business has to offer. And then allowing them that space to see the same thing, to be more of a resource. Sorry.
Okay.
I can't get my thoughts together today.
Maybe not everybody's going to say yes right away, right? You're going to just meet them where they are and give them what might be appealing to them and leave the open door. And,
Right.
you know, bring them along if they want. Okay.
Yeah.
So Nanette has, you know, built a whole team in the last 6 months, which is amazing. So she's really tried to strengthen her belief in the business part, you know. Thank you, Nanette. I appreciate it. How about Kristen Winters?
Hi, Sharon. I
Hey.
just love these because of all the perspectives that people offer. It just is so wonderful. Thank you for doing this. Well, you know, I'm a conversations person. I like to have conversations with people and just kind of find out what's going on in their life and how they're feeling about things. And during those conversations, they'll tell me, yeah, I've been really having a tough time, you know, with my job during the coronavirus. My employer didn't even reach out to me and see how I was doing. And I didn't even get unemployment. Or somebody will say, you know, I would like to have more of a network, a support group, or you know, I'll just find certain strengths in people that I think would be such a benefit to this company, and I'll mention it to them. You know, you've been on my mind. I don't know if you would be interested, but I have been working for this company, partnering with this company that I think you would really benefit from as well, because of your heart, because of your giving, you want to give back to the community, or because you know, maybe need some extra income right now, or whatever the reason. I try to you know, make it personal to them. And you know, some people, I'll say it is a great opportunity not only to get a discount, but you can also build this for yourself in any way you want it to be. You can do as much as you want. The sky's the limit. And I have some team that I've been, you know, I know will go as far as they want to, because they are just incredible people. And I love what Stacy said recently about, you find team that has what you don't have, or has what you look up to, that you find others that make up for what you don't have. And I think that is so important, because I've been fortunate to, you know, surround myself with some amazing people, and I tell them, you know, you are a great people person. You whatever you do, people are going to want to do, and you would be perfect at this. And if you want to make some extra money, this is a great way to do it. Plus, yeah, I try to, like I said, find what motivates them. And you know, I do. Some people would prefer to try the product first. I'm one of those people. And when Sandy approached me about being in the business, I said, I don't know if I feel right yet about, you know, doing the business part of it, but I'm going to try it. first, because I want to give my personal testimony when that time comes. And, you know, sure enough, I mean, I was introduced to the business because I wanted to find a solution to garden with my 2 girls, and in Key West, that was very hard to do because we have such little space in our yard, and the soil is awful here. So that wasn't even an opportunity to dig down into the soil and really create a garden. So when I found the Tower Garden, it was like an amazing, you know, opportunity for not only for our family to do this together, but for me to have something of my own. And what drives me is the opportunity to help others. And I love that this business, this organization gives you that opportunity, but you also, like Kristen mentioned, you also meet these incredible people along the way. And that has become even more important to me, is that community, that family that you create. And so it's you know, it's changed for me. I think my why has changed, but it's always, it just, there's always opportunity there, which I absolutely love.
Oops, sorry. You're continuing to grow in this, right? I mean,
Absolutely, yes.
still growing and becoming more and more comfortable with introducing the business and how we introduce it. Do you think that the people you have on your team now, did you just say it once to them?
No, absolutely not. In fact, you know, there have been people that I've mentioned it to many times, and it is planting a seed. It's saying, you know, there's this great opportunity, and if you're interested, I'm happy to talk to you about it. And then it's inviting to events, and then it's exposure, right? It's over time, creating that relationship and fostering that relationship. So I've had, you know, a lot of, there have been, one of my teammates, Nicole, I actually invited to the Wendy Campbell event. Yes. And and I remember saying to her afterwards, I'm so sorry. I hope that didn't overwhelm you, but she became a member or a partner anyway. So, yeah, it's just exposure and having conversation.
Even Nicole, though, she said she was going to become a team member like that day or the next day, but didn't it take like a while before she did, right? So we have to have patience. You know, there's timing, there's seasons, there's us just moving people along the continuum of education. So it's not like, hey, I got this business opportunity, let's join. It doesn't always work out that way, you know, sometimes, but not always. And it's worth the plugging in, you know, plugging along, right? Okay, thank you, Kristen. All right, so Kelly Kerr, we've got 2 Kellys that are gonna chime in today. Kelly Kerr is very new, and she's been plugging into the Lunch and Learn, so I love that. And she has 2 new team members, and we did 2 3-way calls this morning. So I'm like, all right, you got to speak on this, and just tell us how these people ended up joining your team. So Kelly. Oh, I saw that she was on here. Kelly, are you there? Yeah. Let me unmute you in case you can.
Unmute. Sorry. There you go.
Okay.
Hi. Good afternoon, everybody. My family and I have been taking Juice Plus for about a year, and I started the business when I signed up for the product, thinking that I will be hopefully making money off of this, or at least, you know, being able to buy my product. So I shared it with my neighbors, a couple of people that I knew would benefit from it, mostly people who had children. My one neighbor absolutely loves it, and she used it a long time ago, and so she got everything. So she really motivated me to keep going, because I was like, all right, there's something to this. So a year in, I've started seeing what my family has been benefiting with it. You know, my kids are asking for more vegetables. Overall, we're drinking more water. Like, things have been really, really positive in our family. So with the coronavirus thing, we've all been home, you know, not working that much. needing to make extra income, I really started to reach out more to my family and friends about not only the business, but the product. So everybody who became a customer, I was like, hey, are you interested in the business? So I planted the seed. So even if they weren't at that time, it's still there. And so I'm hopefully going to grow that. But, you know, I just speak my truth, and I speak my truth to mostly moms with kids who are, you know, probably don't eat the best. And, you know, even my kids, you know, chicken nuggets and French fries are a regular when, you know, when we used to go out, but you know, that's something that they want. So if I give them that plus Juice Plus a side of vegetables and a fruit, I feel like I'm doing them a good service. So anyways, I really enjoyed the two three-way calls that we had this morning. Like we've been pushing it, but it was great to get other people's perspective about the business to my potential and my new team members and partners. So it was super beneficial for us today, and I'm excited to keep growing on my team.
Yeah, she's got some exciting new team members. And what did that do for you? That gets you super excited, maybe even a little scared.
No, actually it motivates me. So like I'm ready for, like, you know, to learn more and to do more. Like the lunch and learns have been awesome, but like to, you know, tap into more podcasts and books and things like that that'll motivate me as a leader. You know what I mean? So I kind of shifted my mindset. So now I have a team to work with. So I'm responsible to other people, not only my customers, but mostly my team members, because I know the product speaks for itself, and the Juice Plus customer service, like that's all taken care of. So what I can work on is me as a leader to make my team members be the best and be the most successful they can be.
Awesome. Thank you. Wonderful, Kelly.
Welcome. Thanks for letting me share.
Thank you. All right. Marissa had some good news this morning. Go ahead, Marissa, share with us.
Hello, guys. I'm loving this. Every time I'm on one of these, I feel like it's just new information, right? And so helpful for me. So yeah, I will share. I'm going to try to condense it a little bit, but I want to give you kind of a picture too of where I was before, and Sharon knows this, with my mindset and why it shifted, when it shifted, and how it shifted, and how that's benefited, I guess is what I want to tell you. So mindset's huge. I learned I had to get out of my own way. We hear that at conference so much, and you take note of it, but I was so worried about offending somebody or the no's got to me, like, it's too much. I want to help everybody. I'm a people pleaser. It stressed me out. I took a big step back. So 2.5 years ago is when I started. I was another one that like ordered and paid for the business. And I was like, all right, you know, shared it with some people and quickly went to, at the time it was VF, right? And QSC. I still want to say VF. Anyway, but about 6 months ago, about November, December, I just pulled out. I just pulled back, and I literally did nothing. And then my husband lost his job, and I'm going to just go through this part quickly, but that's where my mindset shifted with this Corona stuff. About a month ago, he lost his job, a little over a month. And I was like, holy cow, I've been getting paid this whole entire time. And I have this business and I'm just going to go for it and love on people. I think the scripts are great. I kind of threw them out though. I just spoke to people from my heart. And my next door neighbor moved in almost a year ago. And I was really gun shy, even though her name always came up in my mind, because I need team. I struggled big time with team. I had an amazing product story, my belief in the product. I had to strengthen my belief in the business. And so I've been plugging into what's already there on the Freedom Revolution, like listening to Kurt Beavers and listening to like all the stuff that's on that website, and really plugging into like the viral posting plan, because I wanted to be relevant. I wanted to be a positive light for people on Facebook. I wanted to meet more people. My market had gone cold. I felt like I needed to spread it out. But with her, my next door neighbor, I always thought like, oh, she needs this. Like, she would love this. She'd be so good at this. I really love her as a person, but I was so scared. And then she had some events happen with some job stuff about 3 months ago. And I didn't want to seem opportunistic. So here's where I'm going to focus on. This is where it's timing and it's listening and being a good listener. I'm not a pro at this. This is just what I'm learning. And taking some advice from my husband on asking the right questions. But guys, this is a relationship. This is why, and it's like, aha, you know, for me, we are different as an MLM, which I kind of hate that, but because we're loving on people and caring about people. So when my mindset shifted to, I want to build relationships and I really want to get to know this person, and when they feel loved, because this is what happened, is I just decided, our kids are friends, they play all the time, let's go to lunch. We went to lunch months back, but finally we went to the park, we rode our bikes to the park, and we just talked. And she had been to an event, so it's like that was the seed a couple weeks ago. And then we went to the park and we just talked just as friends. And then of course health always comes up, and I shared my story and she could relate to that. And her kids loved the gummies, of course, right? Because they're awesome. And then she was really interested in the business, which I didn't expect her to be. Well, in the product first. So I got her on a 3-way call. I'm jumping around because I don't feel like I have very much time, and I'm telling you lots of different things. But the 3-way connections, you guys, the 3-way connections that we always hear about, every single time just about that I get my people onto a 3-way, they see the bigger picture. They have third-party validation, and I get an order nearly every time. And then I didn't expect this, but last night she said she was watching all this stuff. Sharon was like, send this to her about the business. And she decided to join with me. Am I making sense, Sharon? I have so much. Is this too much?
So she had a 3-way call, which you also can call a connection call. So it doesn't sound, I mean, we say it all the time, 3-way call, but to everybody else it might sound weird. So we try to say connection call, or let me have you talk to my friend Stacy, who's been doing this for years. I know you'll love having that conversation with her. So she had that call with Stacy, and I think she was still exploring.
Yeah.
So Marissa and I talked yesterday, and I said, well, and I forget what her questions were or whatever. I said, send her this bullet point list and tell her that Sharon said to send it, because she had already mentioned me or something. Anyway, so she did, and I don't know what happened after that, but she told me, I don't want to take the ending. Go ahead.
No, yeah, she just plugged in, and she's one that, she really just plugged in and researched and got excited. And
oh yeah, she said she had been researching, and I said, tell her she doesn't need to research anymore. She just needs to pull the trigger. And
so I told her, let's bite the bullet and do this. You'd be great at this. But I think my point is, like what everyone else is saying here, is just be passionate and speak from your heart. And that's just really what I did.
And now she's on your team.
But it's a builder for me too,
Absolutely.
Be excited about that. So sorry, that was kind of long, Sharon.
All right, Marissa,
Hopefully that's what
it gives you an idea that, we're all going through this where we're like, well, let me figure out how we can best introduce this to somebody. But really, you heard them all. It comes down to, from your heart, thinking of the other person, not just being about, your agenda, right? And realizing it may take a number of exposures before they understand even what we do or this kind of community that we're in. So exposing them in a 3-way call or connection call is a great way. Let's hear from Nalani, then we're going to hear from Kelly Petrovich, and then we're probably not going to be able to cover the friends and family call, which is fine. So Nalani, how do you introduce the business? What are some of the things that you say? Thank you, Marissa.
Okay, so what I do is when I first contact the person and they're interested, I say, or they heard about it perhaps from me or my husband or something that we've posted, I say, here is a little information for you to check out. And then I send them my favorite video, which is What is Juice Plus, along with the gene expression video. And then under that, I say, and just in case you might be interested in joining our mission, check out this page, see what resonates with you. And I just text that to them. And sometimes you have a question?
Is that The Freedom Revolution, that front page?
The Freedom Revolution, the whole page.
Okay.
And, this one is for, the first video is for everyone. And if you scroll down, you'll see different categories and just see what resonates with you. And if that's something that you're interested in, cool. If not, cool. I don't even say all of that. I just say what I said first, the first part. And so then when I follow up with them, my follow-up is what did you like best about that? What did you like best about the, what was your favorite part? Tell me what you liked about it. And if they didn't listen, then it's no big deal, you know, when will you have a chance? Because I'm excited to hear. So my whole approach is I'm excited and I'm just sharing what I'm excited about, period. With a smile on my face through the phone, because they can feel the energy. And it's the energy that people respond to more than your words. So I was told when I first was told about the business, I'm one of those who signed up with the business. I'll just tell you a little bit of my business story. That it's a very short part. And that is, I went to a BNI business meeting, and for the first time, this lady stood up and she says, I'm going to talk about fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And my eyes rolled up, you know, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, my antennas went up, but I couldn't find anything wrong. So the short end of the story is we got together for coffee at a Starbucks. And before she even sat down, I said, I'm interested in the product and I want to become a representative because I got it. But everybody's not going to be that interested in it or be that actually that needy, I guess you could say. I don't like to use the word needy, but I had moved down from New York and I was just starting all over. And so just looking for another way to bring in income. She said to me, you're going to love this business. You're going to come to love this company as much as you love the product. And at the time I said, yeah, all right, that sounds nice. However, that's what I'm feeling and believing and knowing to be my truth and to be the truth of so many other people, that you're going to come to love the company as much as you love the product. And when your belief in the business and the company is at a 10, you're going to share with them from your heart, like everybody's been saying, and you're going to share it with such truth and with such excitement. It's like, did you see that new movie? Did you see the Black Panther? You got to go see the Black Panther, okay? That's all I'm going to say. And it's the same way about the business. If they are interested, is check out this video and tell me what you think. I'll talk to you later. Bye. And really, that's, to me, it's just being authentic. And I think everybody's saying the exact same thing, so I won't belabor the point. I think it's the energy behind it that, for me, works.
The energy. That's awesome. I love that. That's big time. And that you use the videos, so you don't
Absolutely.
spend time presenting.
Right.
And you've got a system in place. And that's from freedomrevolution.com, Password Revolution.
I'm going to speak. Can you please get your eyes now?
What was that?
Well, I raised my hand.
Were you bossing me around, Nicole?
Oh, no. I was telling my people here, I am going to speak, so please. But I didn't notice that I got off myself on mute. I raised my hand because I want to add to what Dr. Nalani has shared, that I have had the opportunity to work with her, helping her translate for her customers. And it amazes me, her professionalism and her business mind. I mean, I even kept some of her emails that she has shared because I'm like, oh, I need to implement this. I mean, she's just straight to the point, sweet, and she tells you as it is. And I believe that's something that stood out to me, is that she always, or not always, but she ends up with a question. And I was like, oh, so they have to get back with her at some point somehow. And yes, she always has an email, a video, or a follow-up. I mean, she said on the previous one, I'm gonna follow up with you in 2 weeks. And sure enough, 2 weeks later, she was, hey, I'm here, Nicole, are you available? And I'm like, oh my goodness, how do you do that? Yes. And I just wanted to say that about Dr. Nalani. She's very on point.
She is on top of things. I know. I don't know how, she's like a master juggler. She can juggle so many things, and she's always following up and stuff. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, Kelly Petrohovich, you are next.
Sharon, I feel like everything's been said.
Well, give us some verbiage. If I'm somebody you just met, let's pretend.
No. Yes. Role play.
Okay, I just met you at Lamaze. And I'm all about LA Fitness.
Lamaze online, because that's what's happening right now is online birth classes. But no, that's good. We'll roll with that. We'll roll with that. Let's do it.
Go ahead, Kelly. Let's hear it.
No, that's good, Sharon.
You just met. I'm smiling a lot at you. I'm friendly. I think you're cute because you got this belly. Yeah. What else?
Well, I think, everyone hit like so many good points. And I think, just it does all boil down to the relationship. And so like, if I were to meet someone, or I think about, so like today I got out of the house and I had my chiropractor appointment, and I've been going for about a month. So I'm new in this new community. And I just, I keep my head out of my phone. I can be on my phone as I'm waiting. I kind of keep, I keep my head out of my phone. And I also, I think that energy, people are attracted. Okay. Like, you're open to maybe a conversation. And of course with quarantine, yes, like I am when I get out of the house. And even in Walmart today, me and a lady in the aisle looking for Father's Day cards. And I was just head out of my phone, and you never know who will come to you and begin conversation. And not saying that Juice Plus will come out right then and there, but you never know. But definitely, for example, today at the chiropractor, I finally had a good conversation with one of the office managers. And it was just, honestly, I'm going to see her again next week, but it was just about birth and being empowered, and how the chiropractic care really makes a big difference. And she's newly married. She doesn't have a kid yet. I was just learning about her. But so that's just an example, I think, of meeting new people. And then for me, and how I've really run my business is being, is relationships. It really is all about relationships. And I love how Doug said, like, people don't know, I'm going to butcher it, but his quote in here, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And so that's so true. And that's so my heart. And I love that this business is a unique platform to get into people's lives and to serve them, and to be an excuse and an opportunity, kind of like what Kristen Winter said, to get in their life. And to, you never know where that will go. And you'll get a team member and you'll get really excited, and to not get disappointed if they back off, but to still meet them where they're at. I'm learning that in this season, this last year. I feel like most importantly, that you just never know when you meet them where they're at. And I never want to make them feel like they failed if they didn't make a fast track. Just still loving on them and circling back around, and again, it's all that relationship. So for me, bringing up the business, and I said this to a team member the other day, that as my team, we need to get comfortable sharing our business stories. That's something that we need to, we're so good at our product story, but experience, share, join. Say your experience with Juice Plus, share what I was learning, or share your experience, and then join. Like, those three key words come to my mind when planting the seed of both, because I think planting those seeds makes it less awkward to then bring it back up when a Join Our Mission call comes around, or bring it back up when they want to cancel. And remember when I mentioned, so that's what I'm learning, that planting both seeds doesn't always mean that seed's going to take roots. And of course, picking who you want to work with too, but letting them know, like, whether that's referrals or that they really do want to do life with you and join your team. I think for me, I have found planting the seed makes it less pressure. They know there's an opportunity there, whether to send you referrals or to join you. And so hopefully that is helpful. Sorry, I'm talking a lot, but those are my nuggets, and hopefully that helps.
Okay, I feel like you weren't talking a lot, so don't worry about that. 3 bullet points, and you kind of glossed over those, and I know that we've had those, and the Freedom Revolution has this other thing. So the 3 bullet points are experience, share, join. That's so that you can kind of think of those when you are talking about your business. You could say, I had such a great experience with Juice Plus, or I had such a great experience learning about Juice Plus. That was me, because I signed up right away. So I had such a great experience learning about Juice Plus. I started sharing it with everyone, and I decided to join the mission of inspiring healthy living around the world. So you can use that as a format or structure for introducing the business, okay? I want to tell you, there is so much on thefreedomrevolution.com. You just can't even believe it, that if you were to invest, how much time? in something that is so important for our business and building our belief and feeling confident. It's so important. So why not invest that time to go to the freedomrevolution.com, go under training, and then building your team or expanding your team or expanding your business. It's something like that. I don't want to go there because then I'll have to do a lot of stuff and we're at the end. So go there and see. It's going to help you with your business story. It's going to help you with identifying, like, you don't want to just introduce the business to everybody. You want to be able to figure out, hey, that person's really receptive, or like Nicole says, that person is very passionate. I want passionate people on my team. Those people are going to be self-motivated. They're going to be out sharing no matter what. And then we just have to help them to bring all that in to be customers and team members. So it will help you identify. There's a new team member profile. There's a list that you can write out of all the people that you'd love to have on your team. And that's just for you. These are all like self-coaching things, you know, and there has to be that time that you spend reflecting and coaching yourself and using the tools that are on the freedomrevolution.com, because that's what's really going to help you move forward. And there's, you know, there's verbiage for introducing the business, and you're not going to like all the verbiage. I don't like all the verbiage on there. So change some words, you know, make it your own, copy and paste to where it's like, okay, I can move that word and this word, and that's going to be more me. And why not have that on your phone or in your mind or on your notes, so that when it does come up, you know exactly what you want to say, or you have an idea. But trust me, these people are not rehearsing anything. They're coming from their heart. So you want to build your business belief and your company belief and your industry belief so strong that you feel passionate about it, that you feel confident about it. So you can use those tools on the Freedom Revolution, but really it's you speaking from the heart that's going to do it. And just knowing that it's not going to be a quick sale of getting somebody on your team. It's going to be, I would love for you to look at this because it matches you. This is probably a great fit for you. This probably has everything you've ever been looking for, you know, and being super excited and energetic, like Nalani's saying, having that energy behind it, you know? So anyway, I hope that helps you guys. I just want to encourage you, take the time, set a timer, set a date on your calendar. I'm going to look at that particular part of the freedomrevolution.com and build up to where I can introduce the business very easily. All right, guys? All right, let me know how that goes. Thank you so much to everyone. You guys were awesome. I'm just so excited that you all participated. And please say goodbye to everyone. And if you have more to share, you're welcome to just yell it out. Go ahead.
Sharon, I was just going to add Training Tuesday, like taking 30 minutes on Tuesdays to like do, like plug into a training. I don't know. That just came to my mind because I'm having, in this season with so much to do before the baby, I'm like, okay, you know, but Training Tuesday can be trainings of, yeah, sponsoring yourself and going to the Freedom Revolution and familiarizing ourselves with what's there.
Yeah, pick a day.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
I was just going to say something that I did a brief training with Mom this morning. And one thing that she mentioned that I hadn't really thought of before when you're building your belief in the company is to notice the quality of the Juice Plus company. Notice the quality of what the products, that not just the quality of the products they're sending you, the packaging, the quality of the website, the quality of your virtual office. The fact that these are things that if you were doing them on your own, you'd be spending a lot of money on.
One that expired and then it split, so then you were charged for both.
So,
Sorry, forgot I was unmuted.
So it was just something else that I thought of, you know, when you're thinking about your belief in the company, you know, that I've thought of to share with you all, that Mom was going over with me this morning, you know, as well as all the other things on the Freedom Revolution. But just, we take some things for granted, being, especially if you've been a customer for a while first or any of that, but just noticing all these things. We have this virtual office where we can actually track all of our stuff. We have, you know, this website that we don't have to maintain. And then the quality of the packaging and just all of these things that would have cost you so much money to do on your own. So that's just another thing.
Yeah, so being in appreciation and being in appreciation that there's already a franchise system that you just have to plug into. It's turnkey. It's ready to go. and you just move with the momentum of the company and the team and take off, you know? All right. Well, it's been great, guys. Have an awesome day. Go get them. I want to encourage you, introduce the business to somebody, you know, one a day, set a goal. Set a goal. How many times a day? How many times a week? Go for it. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you. Great to see you guys.